Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome to episode 22 of Deadbeat Son with your host Trey Lamb, and that's me. It's December 13th right now. Hope you're doing well. What's going on where you are? Is it snowing? Boy, I tell you what, I used to love the snow as a kid. I used to love it, especially for like Christmas, right? That was like around that time of year, the holidays, because that was like, it helped with like the vibe in the atmosphere. Uh, but as I get older, man, I really just, despise it. It's so annoying. So in the way I like it because it's nice that, they go through seasons and it'll help for the drought. But like, I'm trying to get to my car and not, you know, slipping literal it's slipping everywhere, just slipping everywhere, slipping my driveway, slip going down the stairs to the driveway. The other night I was leaving this bar and there was like this little gap between like the curb from the parking lot and the sidewalk, and it was covered in snow, this little gap. And I didn't realize that it was like grass and mud under it, so I jumped. I like did a little hop, just a little hop, from this curb, and then I landed on that, slipped, dude, fell directly onto my ass. So, hey, that was cool. My notebook is still. I had to wash my jeans. Now they're a little tighter. Great, thanks. Thank you, snow. Anyway, how are you? Is it good where you are? I'm curious. Write in. Let me know what it's like where you are. If you like the snow, if you don't like the snow. I don't anymore because you know why? Because I have things to do. I got places to be. Quite literally. Like, I've driven now 2 nights in a row. I've driven through snowstorms. Bro. This is it's like driving on hard mode. It sucks so bad. Like, my car I drive a little hatchback, a little 4-door hatchback, nothing crazy. And dude, I look like I look like the meme about like, women who drive who are like, I have to do that. There's so much that, dude, driving through snowstorms. First of all, it's like it's that driving through snowstorms will really have me thinking like, oh, am I not gonna make it home right now? Like, oh, I might not be able to do this. Like, dude, it's like you can't see the road, you can't see the line. I'm on the freeway too. You can't see the lines. You're just following tracks, and like you'll catch a little bit of the lines separate, like the road lines, the lane, I mean, and you'll catch every now and then some of the lines from the lane to separate the lanes, and you'll see that, oh, it's like I'm driving in between lane. I'm like, you're just going with the flow of it, and it's such a nightmare. And like, you try to hit the brakes, you're immediately sliding. You try to switch lanes, you're hydroplaning. It's like, and the worst, it's just so stressful, And then I'm focused so much on the road and not, careening into a ditch or a train or something that I don't even hear the music that's playing, but I have to be more aware, because I realized that today as I was driving through a storm to get home, that like, dude, I can't get into a wreck with certain songs playing, It just kind of kills the mood, and it's just this weird, like I start spinning, right? Like, I try to slow down, something locks up. I'm now like horizontal sliding down the freeway, and I'm listening to Baba O'Reilly. you know. Out here in the fields, I work at my field. And I'm just like it's not I don't know. I don't want that, you know. If I'm gonna get into an accident, if I'm gonna die, I want it to be I want to go out with something better, than not that it's a bad song, but something more fitting to the situation. You know, it's a long song, so if like they found me, if I died in a car accident and Bob O'Reilly was playing, like they might find me before the first verse, even before they even start singing. That intro is so long. You know, that's kind of sad to think about, but it's there's something funny about it too. Like if I'm, I don't know, listening to, I don't know, Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson, and they like find me in a wreck like that. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to and I'm just like that's what I was thinking about as I was driving through this storm. I was like, oh, if I don't make it, if I spin into a ditch, then I gotta have something playing. So I put on some Led Zeppelin, Little Black Dog. Just because it's got different elements to the song, peaks and valleys, gets slower, gets faster, gets more intense, mellows out. So that's what I would, just in case, and I just kept putting on repeat just in case. Or I should have like Down by Liaz. That'd be funny. Well, I don't know. What would be some good ones to like I'm picturing like it's a wreck, I've got knocked out from like hitting my head on the steering wheel or something. And then they got a jaws of open the thing, and Ride With Me by Nelly. That'd be a good one. Anything with Fat Joe, I think, would be pretty funny. Yeah. I don't know how people do it, man. Like, dude, truck drivers, dude, driving through that, like, that's gotta be so. No wonder they're all on meth, dude. I got flipped off the other day too. Driving, man. I'm talking about driving for the first bit of this because people are, like, you're a different person when you drive. I'm noticing, people do things in the car that they don't outside of the car. Like I mentioned before, my mom would get out of the car and go yell at other people if they did something that she didn't like. But like the other day, I was driving. I was merging onto the freeway. And there was 4 cars, 2 on the left, 2 in the right lane. I'm back left, and we're all driving. The guy ahead of me, left lane front, is first because the lanes are merging from 2 to 1. So this guy's ahead of the pack, the guy ahead of me, which means I should be third, right? So the person in front of me goes first, then the first person in the right lane goes second, which means I'm next. Well, that's not how this one went down. Person ahead of me goes first. First person in the right lane goes second. Second person in the right lane just zooms, just like gets real close to my car and like just kind of floors it, is like inches from the car ahead of them. So they pass me because I'm not trying to trade paint with some. I got a new car, so we're driving, and they just do this, and then they like cut me off, and like all this gnarly stuff, and I'm like, oh my god. So I didn't honk because I saw on a podcast that if you honk, you're gonna get killed. So don't honk at people, because they're so crazy when they're driving. So I went, and so I'm driving. We're on the freeway now, and I pull up. I catch up to the person who kept cutting me off on the ramp. And when somebody does something to you and you look over, like as you approach, you look over to see what kind of person it is. Like you go, you look over, you're like, what am I dealing with here? This was like some woman with like big, sunglasses. I think it was a woman. They had real big real big dark sunglasses. They're all dark sunglasses. And with like a scarf and like something on their head, I think, or they had like dark hair. But they look like Edna Moe from The Incredibles, if that resonates with anybody. And I look over and I see this person, and they look at me, and then flip me off, dude. I was speechless. Not only they did the thing, they did the wrong thing. They cut me off a couple times, and then she flips me off, dude. I didn't know what to. I didn't even know what to think, dude. I was so mad. I was like, dude, I was like, oh yeah, like that's all I could do, because they were like exiting, and so all I could do was like, yeah, well, take that. Like, you just can't. I mean, I felt so stupid. Like immediately after, I was honestly, I was appalled. I was appalled that this person, they made me look like such a bitch, dude. Oh man, did they get me good. I'm not even being sarcastic. Cut me off, and then cut me off again, and then flip me off. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say to that? Oh man, they got me good. So, and they were gone. That's the thing too, man. They're just gone. I mean, it's better that than I'm just left being mad in my car for the rest of the drive. I'm just, it was a lot of that. It was a lot of. Thank God there wasn't anyone in the car with me, because they would have heard. I would have been doing that to them for probably like another 10, 15. Because that's all you can. That's really all you can do. I mentioned before, like, I can't even look in another car for too long, or else I'll start a fight. People are just, man, when they're driving, they just love to. You get to put on a new identity. You get to be a whole new you, right? When you're behind the wheel, when you're in your thing, because you're singing to music that you don't sing in your normal life. You don't go to karaoke on Tuesdays. So this is your time to shine in the car. That's a lot of people doing that. I'm still mad about that, honestly. So, I had shows this weekend with this guy, Kellen Erskine. He's super, super funny. One of my favorite writers, I think. And really smart, smart jokes. And I got to host, and so I was doing those shows. It was a lot of fun. This guy came up to me afterwards and, introduced himself. You're really funny stuff, man. And then he says to me, he goes, do you snowboard? And I said, yep. I mean, I haven't snowboarded in like 15 years. So, but whatever, dude. I did when I was like a child in Canada, but then, I didn't go a whole lot when I was in California. So he goes, yeah, but I said, whatever, dude. Who cares, right? Because here's why. Because he's definitely not. I wanted to see where it was going. He started the conversation. I wanted to see where it was going to go. Because, he definitely wasn't looking for me to say no. He definitely didn't ask me if I was a snowboarder just to have me go, no. And then he'd go, you know what? That's what I thought. I looked at you. I said, you don't look like a snowboarder. Isn't that silly? Snowboarding? Like, it's not, So, of course, he goes, you snowboarder? I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, I thought so. I could tell. You look like one. I go, yeah, well, what can I say? We all. So he liked the show. He had a lot of fun. And then he just breaks out a couple passes. He gave me a couple passes to go skiing or snowboarding, which was tight. And, it just goes, sometimes you gotta yes and in the real world, in the wild. I like to say, because you gotta just accept things and just see what'll happen. Now, if you're approached to come down an alleyway late at night, or some guy's trying to get you to go in his car or something like that, maybe those things you don't need to see where it's going. But some cases, just yes and baby. Who knows what's gonna come from it? When we were in Elko, Nevada, this guy came up to my buddy. I believe I may have mentioned this on an earlier episode, but this guy came up to my buddy and said, asked him, you do MMA? And he just said, yeah. Dude, the guy's never even thrown a punch or a kick, let alone an inside leg kick, let alone mastering a triangle choke. The guy's never even swung like that. Never even made it. But he goes, yeah. And then this random guy at the bar was like, at the show, he was like, yeah, I remember you. He's like, don't you remember we were talking there for a couple hours? We were talking about UFC and MMA. He's like, yeah, I remember. And then we're just going along with it. I was like, yeah, because you kept bringing up that one fighter. And the guy was like, yeah, Conor McGregor. You kept talking about Conor McGregor. And that one was kind of fun just because we were messing with this guy. But then the guy, he's really into UFC, and he was showing me, he asked me if I was a fighter, and I said no. Because you got to keep it realistic. And so he's teaching me moves, and he started teaching me inside leg kicks. But he's just kicking me in the legs, and it hurt. So I didn't like that right before a show. This drunk dude is like, now let me show you how it's done. You got to hit him with this part of you like that. And I was like, ouch. I got this 36-year-old dude kicking me in the legs, and I'm trying to remember my jokes. Hey, man. What? No other job does that happen. Guys telling me, whatever. Yeah, that's good. Okay, great. Now I know how to leg kick. Can I go? I gotta go do jokes now, because that's why I'm here. I'm not here. Anyway, I got so this week coming up, I have I'll go, dude. Yeah, man. I'll go snowboarding. I'll be a snowboarder. Yeah, dude. What's up, guys? Oh man, Bryson, that was good, dude. That was gnarly. That was really cool, dude. Oh, dude, where's your vape, man? You got your vape on you? I don't know. What else did they say? Yeah. So me and the guys were going down to Guatemala this summer. I don't know. Probably not that, but. Dude, more like that, right? Dude. I looked the part. I just, I don't know what snowboarders do. I don't know. It seemed like they do a lot of drugs, snowboarders. I don't know. That's what I picture. I just picture they're all a bunch of cokeheads. Shred the gnar, dude. You know what I mean, dude? Let's hit those slopes. Women do the same. They tend to do the same voice for guys when they're doing an impression of guys. They all have the same guy voice, which is interesting. I don't know how did that happen? How do they all from different women too? I've heard it. My mom does it the same as a woman that I've some of my exes, pretty much all of my, anytime they were impersonating a guy or me, even to me. It would be this it's this caveman, just discuss, can't really form, can't articulate, never an articulation. It's this subhuman representation of us, and so few of us actually sound. It's like that. And I'm just, I've heard it a few every time. I'm so stricken. What? Where did you get? Who talks like that to you? Like who? Where do you hear that? Do I really? I don't think I sound like that. And I think other guys have that same thought too. Like, I don't sound like that. Like, when I do an impression of, if I'm like quoting a woman to one of my friends, saying something that, some lady said to me, I'm not doing like a, like, I don't, because it sounds silly. I don't get why women go, well, you said it, like, oh man. So it is frustrating, dude. So I was wondering, has that been happening? Does it happen throughout? Like, how long has that been happening for? Like, when did it start happening? Has it been happening forever? Have celebrities and royalty been doing this to each other? Like, politician, you know, did Jackie O and JFK ever get into an argument? And she was one night, she was like, yeah, see, John, you always complain. The CIA's gonna kill me. You know? And then they did. But, like, it'd be something like that. Where he's like, yeah, damn it, Jackie. You know, the government, the CIA, see, is coming to get me, Jackie. You're and then he got, dude. I don't know. I just remember even being a child, my mom would like tell me. She would tell me a story about, her and my dad from back in the day, and she would go, oh, and your dad would always say, oh, you gotta be naming your baby too much. And even as like 6, 7, 8 years old, I was like, jeez, man, I don't know. I know Dad. He doesn't talk like that. It is funny when it's like, I like to imagine. I mean, I wonder if at some point, like, that's why you got to be. I don't know. At some point, I'm sure one of them's gonna say something to me that's gonna be like mocking me, saying like, oh, my dad was never there for me. Like, I can't wait for a woman to do that to me. To like hit me with the guy voice about some like real sincere stuff. That's pretty funny. It's gonna make me mad, but like, I'll look back and it'll be funny if they say something about like, my daddy issues or, whatever, self-esteem, whatever. Yeah, my man I was loved too much as a child, and now I seek validation from strangers. When that comes, I think I'll know I've found the one. When a woman does that to me. And that's the other thing too, man. Okay, so I was talking to a buddy of mine, fellow comic. He's an older guy. He's in his late 30s, older than me. He's telling me that he was married and for like a decade, divorced after some infidelity, But he was telling me he suspects that 20, maybe 30% of couples are actually faithful to each other, which, man, which really, really, really bothered me. Look, I'm not like, I'm not trying to get married anytime soon or anything like that, but like, it really, really bummed me out because he said, oh, you think people in their 20s are cheating? It gets worse in your 30s, dude. And I was like, oh no, what? He goes, oh yeah, because there's so many people. And basically the summary of the conversation was, these hoes ain't loyal, as said by former former heartthrob Chris Brown, but so that really bummed me out. I don't know. I'd like write in what your experience is with that. If you've been in relationships where you've cheated or been cheated on, and maybe why if you did cheat, why'd you do it? Were lack of communication? Were you just like in a thing that you weren't happy with? But like, man, and then these other guys came into the conversation, and there was 4 of us talking. It was like, and they were all, so I got one guy who's divorced, one guy who's still married, and a guy who's never been married, all older, all telling me these hoes ain't loyal. And it was like, I mean, it was like, I was like, this is like the modern day Grease, like summer lovin' song, tell me more, tell me more. When, they're like, when they're telling me, and they're telling me more. Oh, by the way, I just, oh yeah, so many people, most people. I mean, divorce is like over 50%, right? But also, how many people are just getting married because they want to get laid too? Like, I feel like that's a big thing out here, I've long said that. I think the easiest way to get laid in Utah is probably just get married. One thing I know I'm never doing is letting my girlfriend or wife, whatever, get a trainer at the gym. Hell no. I'll tell you why. And this isn't because of insecurities. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, whoa, you're insecure. Oh, you're just, you don't trust. You have no trust. So what's wrong with you if you don't have trust?" It's not that. I know a personal trainer personally. I live with one. And he tells me how he and all the other trainers are out here fucking their clients. That's right. Hey guys, the trainers are trying to fuck your girlfriend. Okay? And boyfriends, whatever. The trainers they're doing it. Okay? If you were worried about it, if you were like worried, like, look, man, because I don't get insecure. I don't get jealous of like some other guy coming in and my girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend right now, but like, I'm not jealous. I'm not worried about like some other guy coming in and her just like falling for him. I'm not worried about it because I'm happy with what I've got going on, and I've got, I'm busy, I'm driven. It's the other guys that I don't like. Okay, and that's for good reason. And this isn't. I've said this before. This isn't based on like a, oh, I'm a guy, so I know guys. It started as that. Yep. And now I have confirmation from a personal trainer that they are trying to fuck your girlfriends. Hey world. If you're a boyfriend and you didn't know that, dude, I don't know what you gotta do. Dude, you gotta do something, man. I'm not letting that. You what, honey? No. I mean, even if I don't care, man. I don't discriminate. You can't have any kind of trainer. I don't discriminate. He doesn't, you can't have a straight trainer. You can't have a gay trainer. You can't have, you can't have a foreign trainer. You can't have a domestic trainer. Because they're going to try to fuck you, man. And here's the other fun part. A lot of them do. A lot of them are pretty successful too. Guys are the worst, dude. Guys are the worst, bro. But, women, I guess, are also to blame in this because they're doing it too, But like, I don't like it, man. I don't like it, dude. No, anyway, I don't care. If you're my future girlfriend listening to this, that's the deal. Sorry, honey. Well, I'll go to the gym. I'll fuck. We'll have whatever. You know, I'd rather you do Billy Blank's Taibo in the, nothing wrong with that. It doesn't work, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. It doesn't work at all, but it's better than some just roided out beefcake putting his hand on the small of your back. Get out of here. Get out of here with that, dude. Oh my God, get your hand off the small of her back. Yeah, right, dude. Checking form. Oh, God. Because then they're just... I don't even want to think about it. I don't even have a girlfriend, and I'm so mad. And that's how I'm going to end this episode, I guess. It's been fun. Thanks a lot for listening. This has been episode 22 of Deadbeat Son. I don't mean to end on a weird note. I end more positively. Because I was talking about a lot of negative stuff here. Dying in a car crash. Women being unfaithful. Or just people being unfaithful as they get older. And then personal trainer stuff. So, look, what I think, honestly, though, I think if you are in a relationship or you're trying to be in one, I think I still have faith. I still have hope that, you can find somebody that you really, really gel with, you really vibe with. And, if as long as your communication's open, that's really all you can do. I don't think that I can, you can control people or situations and that, but you can be honest with each other and you can put in effort. That's it, I guess. That's all. I mean, as far as I know, I'm 26. That's what I think right now. If something happens, if my heart gets absolutely shattered in the next 5 years, I'll have a different opinion. Have faith and try to stay faithful. If you don't like something about someone you're with, just say something. Just talk to them. Anyway, okay. Thanks for listening. That's better, right? I like it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. For those who do, Deadbeat Son podcast at gmail.com. If you want to write in with about what song you would like to have playing when they find your body in a car wreck. The guy voice, if you've done or heard the guy voice, let me know about that. And then also some tips for having a good, healthy relationship. I think that'd be nice for all of us to hear. I could probably learn from it too. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. And dates. I have a private, whatever. I'm doing a private gig this week. I'll let you know how that goes on the next episode. I'm very interested to see. It's at like this private social club. So I don't know. I might get, chopped up and served for dinner or something if there's some white glove society kind of deal. But going to try not to do that. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'm on the road in January, Austin, Texas on the 25th, followed by New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. I don't know if it's that order, but check out treylamb.com for all the dates and info to get tickets. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.